Afternoon. How are you today? How many of you heard about Exabytes? Okay, great. So still there's half of the audience which I have the opportunity to share my story with you. Okay. So very good afternoon. It's my honor to be invited for sharing with everyone of you today. My name is Chan, the founder and CEO of Exabytes Group. I started my company or my first business at a very young age when I was 19. Yeah, that's also when I was year 1 in college. Actually, I studied in the TAR College in Penang. So later I'll share with you how I actually accidentally started the business and how I grow the business from one man show to where we are today. Yeah. So just a quick one. Some of the personal awards that I've received over the past few years. The most recent one is a 10 Outstanding Young Malaysians award last year. I'm not going to bore you all with all this. Just a quick update or quick summary of what Exabytes is doing as of today. We started as hosting providers 15 years ago. So today we are the largest hosting providers in Malaysia. We have approximately about 30% market shares. We manage over 1,000 servers, about million email accounts, etc. We also started venture into e-commerce many years ago, about 4 years ago, and through some mergers and acquisitions, we also do some rebranding. So I established brands called Easy Store and Easy Parcel. I'll zoom in details later on. Yeah. So this is how normally storytelling, right? Once upon a time. Yeah. I tended to make these sessions more interactive. So if you have questions, feel free to raise up your hand. Then I'll try my best to answer your questions. Because it's a session after heavy lunch, right? So it might be challenging, yeah? So feel free to interrupt me by raising up your hands. Then you can throw me questions, yeah? So I was born in Penang. Although now I'm speaking Selangor, but e-commerce and internet business is borderless, right? So we can do business anywhere. Yeah, I was born in Penang and raised up in a hawker family. Yeah. So during my childhood, right, I'm actually helping my parents selling noodles in the hawker store. For those of you who been to Penang, probably I think K also got a kway teow soup, right? So as a child, I already exposed to the what they call society at a very young age. I still remember after kindergartens, then because no one's taking care of me, so I follow my parents. So I lap around, within their stores and helping them, serving the customers, wash plates, stuff like that. So at very young age, I already know what is money, how to make money, and we earn dollars and cents. Yeah. And it's actually at this place called Pomta. It used to be one of the quite attractive places in Malaysia, in Penang, even Malaysia. That time there's no shopping mall, but Komta is probably one of the earliest. Okay, so raised up in a hawker family. I got other relatives also selling stuff. They're also like hawkers. Yeah. So one of my auntie actually selling clothes in one of the wet market. So normally during holidays or sometimes weekends, he or my auntie and also my uncle and their husband and wife. So sometimes they need helpers. So my cousin, myself, we were always tasked to go to their stores and help them. So that actually became my very good internship for me in a way. During that time, I'm still primary schools. Yeah. So while my other peers, they are still playing, messing around, I already helping them, dealing with customers. And actually, I learned a lot of things which is very useful for my later on when I started my own business. Number one, I know what customer want. Okay, when you approach the store, they always wanted to get $1 discount. Even 50 cents, they feel satisfied, they feel happy. So after a while, okay, the next customers, you just tell them $2 more lah. Then in bargain, you don't immediately give discount, bargain, then give them $1 discount. So then they're happy. So these are part of the selling process, right? So this is very, very helpful because when I launched my business, I already familiar with all these things. Yeah. And during my primary school and also both secondary schools, I was also very active in terms of school curriculums. Yeah, I was a school prefect. Primary school I was a scout troop leader. So I already know how to manage a team of people, about 50, 100 of them. Yeah. So when I grow my business to a bigger scale, like having a team, having 100 people, 200 people, it becomes something very natural because I already get used to managing people. I'm from Penang, so I'm from this secondary school called Chongling. I was a deputy head prefect. So it's also a good training ground for me, in the sense that in this secondary school, the school actually tasks a lot of tasks to the prefect board. For example, organizing event activities, selling badges, selling the sports uniform, things like that. And we also have a team within the prefect board to manage the, we call it the commercial unit. So we have to manage a P&L, get supplier, things like that. So it's definitely a great training ground for me in terms of how to start managing a small business. Yeah. So I had I had the opportunity to touch computers during primary schools, but that time computer is way too expensive, so I can't afford one until when I was in Form 2. Yeah. Today you tell the youngsters Form 2 they got computer they couldn't imagine because they were born in computer era, right? But during our time, computer is still very expensive. Yeah. So I only managed to have my first computers when I was in Form 2, and probably like most of us here, when we have our computers, right, for what? For games, playing games, install games, stuff like that. Then we play games, we install games, then we're infected by viruses, computer crash, then you have to repair our computers. So first few times you pay money, get someone to come to your house, to reformat the hard drive, reinstall the Windows. Then after 5 times, 10 times, you already know the procedures, you already know what to do. Yeah. So after a while, I already know what to do. Then I start helping my friends who have the same problems, help them to repair for them, help them to fix problems. Then later on, automatically people have problems, my friends, my peers, my relatives, they have problems with computers. They automatically will think of me. Okay, so basically this is how I started. So because of that, the exposure and also the know-how I established in terms of the computer. When I was in college, then I thought, okay, I need to get some part-time income. Because I'm not from a wealthy family, so I thought, okay, I need to get some part-time income. So what can I do? So very naturally, I thought of, okay, why not I help some of my friends, my college friends, my relatives to assembly computers. Yeah. So that's basically how I started my first business when I was 19 years old in college. So my friends who want to buy computers, I'll give them quotations, I'll give them the specs, I help them fix, I help them install, I deliver, making maybe like 200, 300 ringgit per set of computers. So yeah. Then that time computer is still very popular. There's nothing as smartphone, there's nothing as iPad, tablets. Yeah. But I also realized, that the business of selling computer hardware is actually it's a good income for students. Imagine you make 200-300 per set of computers sold, and every time you do survey, you earn 50-100 ringgit. Yeah. So as a student, that time 1 month, 2,000, actually not bad. Of course, that time e-commerce are not popular. Else probably I'll sell products online. Yeah. So that time we still not connected. Not really a connected era. You still have internet where it just started, but it's a modem era. Modem era, for those of you still remember, right? You plug in the telephone line, then you heard the tone, then you pay like 10 cents every minute, right? Okay, so I started a computer business, and sooner or later I realized that okay, computer business is tough in the sense that it very depends on me. Yeah, I have to travel to the customer place, physically help him fix the problems, physically deliver the computers. Then only I can earn the money in return. Yeah, I cannot serve a lot of customers at the same time. I cannot serve anyone beyond basically Penang Island. So these are the limitations. And also through that opportunity, then I realized something. Okay, that time the internet era just started. MNC Malaysia also started about that time. Yahoo is one of the great stories during that time. So people start to wonder, okay, they need to do something online. They want to become the next Yahoo. Now everyone talking about I want to become next Alibaba. By that time they say I want to become the next Yahoo, okay? Because that time Yahoo is still very popular. So a lot of people like me also think likewise, okay, we need to have a website to become the next Yahoo, something like that. So I start to think, okay, I need to create a website for my PC business so that I can promote my business. More and more people will buy computer hardware from me, stuff like that. Yeah. Then I start to learn about web design. I learned web design from college, then I explore my own. But one thing they never taught you in college was, after your design is done, right, you actually need a hosting. Okay, they only teach how to do HTML, how to do the CSS coding and all that, but they never thought about you need to actually FTP to somewhere called a server, then to upload it, then only people can access. Yeah. So from that process, I learned about that services called hosting. That's also where I found another opportunity. Yeah. My first business is selling computer hardware. Second one is hosting. So hosting, I find as quite interesting in the sense that first of all, I see there's a huge potential because of eventually everyone will need a website, every business will need a website, and you need to host it somewhere. Yeah. And what I really like about the hosting business is that it's very different from the computer hardware business where you have a lot of limitation. Computer hardware business, as I say, is that you need to go to the customer's premises to serve them physically. Every time you sell a computer, you only make the money once and that's it, right? And you have a limitation in terms of geolocations. But hosting business basically is something which you can deliver over the internet. And basically, you just need to set up a proper automations. You need to have a proper systems. Basically, you can sell to anyone's connected into the internet. Yeah. So for me, I was really excited about that. And what really made me really exciting is that it create recurring income. Right? Remember the computer hardware business that okay, you sell one time, you get the money once. Next month you couldn't find a new customer, that means you got no income. Yeah. But business like hosting, you actually create in a way something like subscriptions. That means customers either they subscribe for monthly, quarterly or annually. So every billing cycle they will pay you. So with that you just need to make sure you continue serving your customer well. Then the revenue will comes in automatically. And that's very important. It definitely helped me a lot in terms of how I grow and how I scale on the business. So there are challenges at times. So first of all, I have the requirement, I have a demand to look for someone to help me host my website. But back then, there are not many hosting providers in Malaysia. MSC and also Cyberjaya is barely new that time. There's no proper data centers. Bandwidth is probably 1 megabits, about 2,000 ringgit that time, 15 years ago. Yeah. So I couldn't find a good hosting providers or affordable hosting providers at that time. So I become frustrated. Yeah, still looking at search around, look around. Then I realized that okay, there are actually companies in the US who are already offering these services. Yeah. That time Malaysia's providers still selling like 10 megabytes of hosting space for maybe like 3,888, you know, that kind of thing. Today you totally cannot relate and imagine. Today your one email attachment out probably already 30 MB, right? So that time imagine one hosting account is only 10 MB and they are selling you 3,000-4,000 a year, right? But that's a modern era, okay? So I see that as it's definitely a frustration to me myself, and it also is an opportunity to me. Yeah, there are huge demand and huge potential because it is a brand new industry. It's barely new. There are not many providers locally, and interesting part is anyone basically can start that business. It doesn't require a huge investment in terms of capital, and you can basically do the business over the internet, right? So it's a great advantage to me because that time, imagine that time I'm only 19 years old. Yeah, if I run a brick and mortar business which I have to see customers, right? Customers see me, okay, that time like 19 years old, probably they don't have computer, they will just walk away. But because the business at time is through internet, right? From the email communication, from website, they don't really know who is behind the wall. Yeah, behind the screens, behind the email. Yeah. So it still make it possible. Yeah. So I have my first problems because I need to sign up become a US reseller. My first challenge is that I don't have a credit card. Because I deal with US customer, I can do a wire transfer to them, but in order to pay them like $100 a month, then I have to pay like $10, $20 in terms of a wire transfer fee. Definitely it's not worth it. And a lot of hassle. So my first problem is how can I find a credit card? That time I'm still a student, I'm not from a wealthy family. So I talk to bank, basically bank won't give me a credit card. They want to see EPS statement or whatever. So that became my first challenges. Lucky enough I have a cousin, so he kind of like give me a supplementary card. So every time before I use a credit card, I have to go to the bank just top up. So I use a credit card as a debit card. So basically that's how I get started. Become a US company's resellers. Then started to sell to some of the local customers. So before Exabytes is called Exabytes, right? The first name is actually called HostGuardKey. I chose the name HostGuardKey because of very simple hosting Then I want to target local. Okay, so I thought the word kaki is local enough, right? Like you have kaki botoy, kaki bola, whatever. So I call it host kaki. But I realized after I start doing marketing, start selling, right? Almost half of my customers are actually from overseas. So they actually give me a lot of encouragement, telling me that internet business is actually borderless. Yeah, it's not constrained to customers in Shala or constrained to customers in Selangor ICT. Basically, so long they have internet access, they can be your potential customers. So that also triggered me to think, okay, I need to change my strategy a bit. I need to be more international. So because I'm doing hardware business as my background, so at that time there's a brand very popular called Gigabyte doing the computer motherboards, right? So it gave me an idea, okay, I want to be bigger than Gigabyte. And I search around, okay, bigger than Gigabyte is terabyte lah. But terabyte already taken, the name is already taken, already used by another company. So I continue to search their Zettabyte, Yottabytes, whatever. Then I realized Exabytes sounds easier to pronounce compared to other bytes. Then the domain name Exa-bytes is still available. Trademark is also available. So I quickly registered and trademark the name. So since then, we've been using the name Exabytes since that time. Yeah. So when I started business that time, there's no facilities like SDCC lah, virtual office lah, share office. We don't have such thing. Yeah. So when the business started to grow, then I started to think, okay, I need to have some more professional presence. Then I started to think, okay, I need an office. So my first office actually I shared with my friends. They're running a software company, about 4 or 5 of them. Then I myself that time still one pension. So each of us took up half of the space. The actual office size probably is like half of this room. So each of us share half of the space. So that's how I started my first operations. And here become a problem. Because the business is doing well, the hosting business is doing well, the take-up is good. Then that means I have more and more customers I need to handle, more and more customers I need to support. So I started to contact class. That time I still a student, yeah, year 1, towards end of year 1. So I started to skip class. Then later on I skip my tutorial sessions. Then later on I skip my exam. So guess what? After I skip my exam, practically I cannot continue to the next semesters, right? So there comes to a moment where I have to make a decision. It's not only my decision, it's also the decisions matters my customers. It's also an important decision that affect my parents. Imagine my parents, they are from a hawker families. They never got the chance to go to universities or colleges. And they always wanted their son, me, to go to universities, get some professionals, graduates, then get a good job in one of the established companies. But somehow I suddenly have to tell them, hey, mom and dad, I have to quit my study because I cannot cope with the business which is growing. So this is how I convinced them actually. I started my business before I rented the office, right? Actually, I started my business in my bedroom, right? In Malaysia, unfortunately, I don't have a garage. Okay, in Malaysia, if I have a garage in my house, I'm rich enough, right? Because when we listen to the Silicon Valley stories, right, they always started their startups in garage, right? So in Malaysia, I started from my bedrooms. So this is what I did. That time I don't have a proper billing system. There's no CRM, things like that. What I know is that every time someone pay me, I will print out the payment confirmation and stick it on the wall of my bedroom. So after a few months, right, eventually my whole bedroom wall is filled up with the invoices. For startups, right, I encourage you to do that because that really inspires you. Yeah. Even you are selling products online, e-commerce or whatsoever, right? Every time you receive a payment print out, still on the wall, you feel great because you wake up, you look at the wall, it's filled of payment. That means your business is growing. Yeah. So that time I fill out the wall with all the payment invoices I print out, still on the wall. Then I bring my mommy and told her, look at the wall. Basically, these are all my customers. How big that time the business is. I'm making probably a few thousands a month as a student. Yeah. So with that, actually, I managed to show some confidence to my parents, convince them, and that package together with backup plans. I told them, if I finish my study, that means I quit my business, I continue my study. The moment I finish it, probably 3-4 years later. Okay, but imagine 3-4 years in business. That means you give a lot of opportunities to your competitors. during that time is probably at the same level as you. But if you allow them to continue to grow 3-4 years and you do nothing, probably they become very established. So it will become harder or impossible for me to re-look into the business 3-4 years later. So on the other way around, if I continue with my business, and if I fail 1 year later, guess what I can do? I can always go back to study. The college is always there waiting for people to enroll. So that is actually my backup plans. So with that, I managed to convince my parents, told them, okay, give me a year, let me hold my study for a while, so that I can concentrate on the business. In case I fail, I promise you I'll go back to study. Yeah. So basically that's how I started and how I managed to convince my parents. Okay. So I quit studying, but I never stopped learning. Even I'm not really studying in college, but I read a lot. I like to read those success stories from other entrepreneurs. I participated in a lot of workshops, seminars, motivation seminars, soft skills, technical skills. Yeah. I think at that time I already attended like Anthony Robbins, that kind of stuff. So it really helps me in terms of getting the knowledge and also the exposures I really needed. Yeah. So you can stop studying but never stop learning. How many more minutes I have? 10. Okay. Right. So during that time, MSc status just started not long ago. So government is also heavily promoting that, and it become very, I find I gain a lot of additional value add by becoming an MSc status company. Number one, that time I'm just a new company. Yeah, basically nobody knows about the Exabytes, nobody knows about the company. But because of we are MSc status company, and the MSc status is kind of like from the government, so it kind of like gives certain confidence to some of the customers. So that's number one. And number two is that you are MSc status company, they organize a lot of program, training, workshop, whatsoever. So you are within the you are within the network, so you know what's happening. Yeah, and that becomes very useful. And sometimes through the events they organize and all that, you are connected to other people, you connect to other industries. So that's how you actually expand your networking. The tax saving is not useful and not practical because startup you don't make money, yeah. But it's good to have the MSc status. So when the business grows, then you will face different challenges. So about 5 years ago, I have the opportunity to meet my mentor, yeah, one of my mentor, and today he's also my board chairman. He's previously from a multinational background. For me, I think that's very important because of I myself, I never worked in other companies. I only work for others only once. Apart from working for my parents and my auntie selling stuff, right? I only worked once for 2 months. That's after Form 5, during the 2 months holiday, I worked part-time in company. So that's the only working experience for me. So when the business grows from a one-man show to 5 people to 50 people to 100 people, you will have new challenges here. Managing 5% and managing 50% is totally different. So I feel that, okay, I need someone who can really give me some advice when I face some roadblocks. Yeah, I need someone who I can talk to. So I met my mentor, and I think since then it helps the company to move to the next stage. So what I'm trying to share is that don't be shy, don't be hesitant, to really find a mentor who can actually help you in terms of growing your business. At different stage of your business journey, you need different mentor, you need different teachers. Yeah. In year 2011, we realized the potential of e-commerce business. Partly it's also because in the past we have been doing web hosting business, and in the past, right, to really set up e-commerce website or online stores, right, what you need to do is you have to buy a server, or else you will buy a hosting package from a hosting provider like us. You have to install the software, you have to configure, then only you can have your e-commerce website up and running. So that's very technical, that's definitely costly. It takes out a lot of time, and a lot of people give up halfway. Yeah. So we came across a lot of these inquiries. So we have a thought, we have an idea, say, okay, why not we create something that is more user-friendly, more easy, yeah? Because for you all sellers, what you want to do is just put up your product, sell and make money, right? You don't really want to know all the technical stuff, which is very messy and very complicated. Yeah. So we started to look around and say, okay, we need a solution where it's really simple, really easy. Anyone can just sign up and you can start selling. So we came across a company, startup in Penang, and the guy developed cloud-based shopping cart systems. We acquired majority stakes in the company and we rebranded it. So it became the first versions of Easy.my. So that was year 2011. Then eventually the business grew and we saw more opportunities. So 1 year later, we did another 2 acquisitions, which is to acquire another group buying company that time called Easy Voucher, and also another company doing similar cloud-based shopping carts. And we again rebrand them to become Easy Stores and also Easy Parcel. Yeah, so that's basically the Easy Stores and Easy Parcels you've seen today. 2014, that time we already started venture into Singapore for about 2-3 years. So we came across an opportunity where there are hosting companies in Singapore they wanted to sell. So we said, okay, this is a good timing because of we want to expand, people want to sell. And we saw a lot of potential because Singaporean running a company in Singapore is not making money. Very simple, because the cost is high. Over there they pay 3,000 Sing dollar for engineers. Over here we pay 3,000 ringgit for fresh grads engineers. So we know that, okay, acquire the business, acquire the company over, we keep minimum headcount in Singapore, operate most of our staff in Malaysia, immediately we can make profit. Yeah. So that acquisition is pretty successful. Then 1 year later, we acquired another company, it's called webhosting.com.sg. With the same formula, same principles, we turn it around, we consolidate some of the data center operations in Singapore. So today, we are also the second largest hosting provider in Singapore. Yeah. So my vision is very simple, just to build an internet empire. Yeah. Right, so I still have like 30 over slides, which I do not plan to share with you all today. So that will be more towards some of my business belief and all that. I will keep that for Siak to invite me back to do sharing again. Okay, so I think I still have like maybe 2-3 minutes in case there's any questions from the floor. I'm happy to take maybe some of the questions. No. Okay. Either is I speak very well, I share very well, you truly understand, or you are still after the lunch effect. Okay. In that case, I hand back the microphone, the session back to MC. Thank you very much.